Good afternoon and welcome back to Williams Dog Training Company. We're back with Fred, and this time he has Eli, and now we're going to be demonstrating for you Eli's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred's still using that regular 6-foot web training leash, keeping the bulk of that in his right hand, so his left hand's free to give the correction, which again is a tug and let go to the training collar, the second piece of equipment we're using. And we will show you how to properly use the training collar when you pick up Eli and Moses. Now you see Eli is sitting nicely on Fred's left, which again is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they'll demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. And Fred and Eli take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Eli heel, and then just start walking, and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. Now we have gone ahead and incorporated that sit command with Eli as well. So whenever Fred stops his feet, Eli will sit. There's an example there. That's also important with a giant breed like a newfie, that you give them a little extra second to get into the sits and downs than you would a smaller dog, as they are just a little slower to get into them. It's also important when you're heeling with Eli or Moses that they walk without trying to pull a head or leg behind. And if they did, you were to say no, give a tug and let go correction to the training collar, repeat that command to heel, and then start walking again. Next up will be that stay command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm and inch or so from Eli's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. This again is a great exercise to build up self-control. You can start this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Eli, he walks all the way around him, providing that added distraction as he goes behind, and right back to the left-hand side heel position. He holds that sit stay throughout. Fred gives him some praise and then heels him right out of it. And he'll show you a little more of our heel sit and stay here. There's the sit. Heels him out of it. Now I'll show you the stay one more time. Hand right in front, one word to stay, out to the end of the leash. And this time he gives him a second to hold it, and he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the sit position instead of returning back.
Eli, come.
Calls him in. Eli gets right up, comes into Fred, sits in front. And then the finish, Fred's going to heel him right around the back of him and right back to that left-hand side heel position, and he'll sit. Nicely done. He'll demonstrate that recall one more time. He's in a sit. Fred gives him a stay, out to the end of the leash, gives him a second to hold it.
Eli, come.
And then calls him in. And Eli gets up, comes into Fred, sits in front. And the finish again, he heels him around the back of him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. Now again, you do want to work with both Eli and Moses about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice your commands inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine. It's also usually a little easier if you start by working them just by themselves, one at a time, and then put them together afterwards, and start working them together after a couple days. Next up will be our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and that one-word firm command to down. He then gives Eli a stay and walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this again is a great exercise to build up that self-control, and this one you can start practicing at about 3 minutes time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 5 minutes. Now Fred will return back to Eli just as he did on the sit stay by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. He holds that down throughout. Fred gives him some praise and heels him right out of it. And he'll show you that down again when he comes back around. And again, it's always important to follow through with your commands. So if you give Eli or Moses a command and they do not respond or they break a stay, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to their training collar, and repeat the command you'd given them. And Fred will show you the down again. Hand straight to the ground, one word command to down, and a stay, and walks back out to the end of that leash. This time he'll give him a second to hold it, and he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down position.
Eli, come. Eli, come. Good boy.
There we go. Sometimes it takes the big newfies a minute to get up and go, but you see right there, he got up, came into Fred, sat in front, and the finish, Fred heels him right around the back of him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nice job. Alright, we'll give them a second to get lined up for that last command. Again, it's down from a distance. And this will be that down from a distance. You're going to have menace it, give him a stay, walk out to the end of your leash. Now this is the only time we use that right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. He then returns back to him once again, walking all the way around, and right back to that left-hand side heel position.
Eli.
Nicely done. Alright, we've demonstrated for you our basic obedience commands we've worked on with Eli while he's been here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Eli, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.